Hey, welcome. We're doing, this is Chem Lab 2, isn't it?
It is Chem Lab 2.
Chem Lab 2 for Chem075. And we have the pleasure today of doing a quick demo on the freezing point of octadecanol and the boiling point of methanol. We'll start with the freezing point of octadecanol. So, this was a fun lab in Chem75 because we get to use a Bunsen burner. And I was telling Scott that you're not doing chemistry unless you get to use a Bunsen burner, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, Bunsen made millions on the Bunsen burner.
We should do something like that, eh?
We should make a Scott burner.
A Scott.
A Scott burner.
The official Scott burner.
Yeah,
All right.
something like that.
I'm with you. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, when you're using, first of all, before we even start, we should talk about the Bunsen burner just a little bit. Lots of people are a little afraid of these things, and for good reason. They get hot. They burn. So, first of all, you got the male end of the Bunsen burner, of course, goes into the gas outlet on your counter. Now, this may cause you a little bit of grief. It's actually a little bit tough to get in there. So if you're having any problems, ask Jeff or Nori or whoever your lab instructor is to come over and give you a hand. Okay, this is the business end of the Bunsen burner, obviously. Okay, at the bottom you have an air valve. Okay, which allows the air to come in to create the flame, and at the top you have a flame adjustment valve. Okay, now these things here, what they do basically, in order to get the Bunsen burner started, you need to release, actually sorry, this is a gas valve, you need to release some gas into the Bunsen burner. Once the gas is coming into the Bunsen burner, you want to create a flame that is a short flame with a purple. It almost sounds like a jet plane. Almost sounds like an airplane. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you how to light the Bunsen burner, and then we're going to move on to some of the next steps. Okay, first of all, plugging it in, you're going to have to push the end back, push it into the gas, make sure it's all the way in. Okay, and then you're going to turn the gas valve
just a quarter
counterclockwise, a quarter turn to get it to turn on. Okay, when you're lighting the Bunsen burner, you're going to use matches. Please do not use a lighter. Well, I know that sounds bad, but you know, well, I don't know. Maybe
matches are good. We used to have those little spark things.
Oh yeah.
Those are too rich for here.
Well, no, not too rich, but impractical.
All
People
right.
can't get them to work. So,
okay.
what we're gonna do, first of all, you want to light the match and hold it below the Bunsen burner. You don't want to hold it up here, just in case you have a gas leak. Okay, hold it below the Bunsen burner. You're gonna turn on a little bit of the gas, and then simply place the match over.
That's a cute flame.
And
doesn't look very good yet, though.
No, this flame is actually, this is a great flame if you're an oil worker, but not a great flame if you're a chemistry person. Okay, what you want to do in order to get your flame, oh, that came back at me pretty hard there. What you want to do to get your flame to be a purple cone, so you want to turn the air adjustment or the flame adjustment knob around until you get a nice purple cone going, and it kind of sounds like a jet plane.
Sounds very good.
Okay.
You can hardly see that.
Yeah, it's actually,
put your hand over top
be
of
extremely careful with this. Now, obviously, okay, this flame is hottest at the peak of the blue cone. So what we want to do is we want to place it under our water bath, okay, and lower our water bath so that we have the peak of the blue cone.
I wonder if we should lower that when we don't have the water on there.
Well, you can't, without the water.
Yeah.
That might be an idea. But you can't really tell where the flame is unless you have the Bunsen burner lit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got my flame going. I've got my water starting to heat up. It's getting hot quite quickly, as I can tell by my fingers. Okay, what we want to do next is we want to fill our test tube with our octadecanol. And what you're going to do, I believe, how many grams of octadecanol do you weigh?
20-something or other.
20-something or other.
Oh, look.
Okay, I believe it's, well...
15?
15.
18, 29? How about 15?
15 grams of octadecanol. So you're going to weigh out 15 grams of octadecanol on the scale. And you'll notice octadecanol is a white, waxy substance. Okay? It does cause skin irritations in some people. Most of the time, octadecanol is just a wax. Okay? But it will cause some skin irritation. So we're going to put our gloves back on. Now, it's important to note that I didn't wear gloves when I lit my Bunsen burner. It's very monosyllabic of me. But okay, you want to make sure that you don't have gloves on when you're lighting your Bunsen burner for obvious reasons. Okay, you're clumsy with the match. If you put your hand in there, this will melt under flame, and you'll hurt yourself. So you don't want to be using gloves when you're lighting your Bunsen burner. However, once it's lit, make sure you put them back on right away. Okay. You're going to take, we're going to be putting this one here. You're going to take your 15 grams.
15 grams, not 27.
Not 27, 15 grams of octadecanol. And you have this structure here. It's a 25 millimeter test tube with a thermometer and stir rod makeshift cork here, okay? And you're going to put about half of your octadecanol into the bottom of the tube.
Why just half?
Well, after when we get to when we put this back in, you want to be able to stir the mixture. So you want your stir rod about halfway through the mixture in order to stir it.
I get you.
Okay, and you'll also notice that the octadecanol is really user-friendly. It comes in tablet form. Okay, so it's really easy to just dump it in and put half of it in there, like so.
Okay, I'm good, yep.
Okay. From there, I'm going to place this right down as deeply as possible so that the cork for sure can go back into the octadecanol.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to add the rest of my octadecanol over top.
Good. Stirring purposes.
For stirring purposes, exactly.
Okay.
It's a stirring procedure. Anyway, that's a bad joke. Okay.
Stirring. Yeah, it stirred me.
It stirred. So once you've got this octadecanol all in there, you'll notice, where is my stir rod there, Jeff?
It's right bang in the middle.
Right about halfway. It's like I've done this before.
I think so.
So then you're going to place your octadecanol into a test tube clamp. Now make sure when you put your test tube in there that, first of all, your test tube clamp does not move like this. And the way you do that, there's a wing nut right here, other than Jeff, okay? And you're going to turn it so that it's tight.
The wing nut.
The wing nut, yeah.
Turn the Jeff wing nut tight.
Tight, yes. And then for the other ones, you're going to make sure that this is clamped in properly so that you have your octadecanol will stay there without moving it around too much. That flame is hot. Be careful. So, what you're going to do then is you're going to lower your test tube clamp by removing this nut here into your hot water bath.
So it's just underneath the water.
So it's just underneath the water, exactly. And then you can make observations. You can take a look at it from here. Now it's going to warm up eventually, and it's going to take about 15 minutes. What you want to do as it's warming, okay, you want to just give it a little stir so that it comes into solution a little faster.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, once that's done, you'll notice our stylist has preheated one up for us already. You'll notice that it comes to an exact clear liquid, okay? Exactly clear. It'll look exactly like water. What you're going to do, as soon as it's all dissolved in solution, you're going to remove the heat. Now, the easiest and best way to do that, Jeff, is to turn off your heat.
Over it.
No, yeah, good idea. No, you're going to cut it off right at the source. So you're going to turn the gas valve 1/4 turn off. Make sure the flame is done. Now this Bunsen burner, because it's been running for so long, is going to be extremely hot. So you're going to want to leave it alone. Don't touch it for a few minutes, okay? Yeah. So we're going to turn off the heat.
Okay. Heat's off.
Heat's off, and unplug your Bunsen burner at the source. Now, our octadecanol is all melted, and we're going to stir it, and what are we going to do? We're going to record our temperatures. I believe it's every 5 minutes, or is it every 3 minutes?
Or 2.
Or every 2 minutes.
Or maybe 6.
Every 2 minutes. You're going to record your temperature every 2 minutes. Now, what I would expect to happen, this is just a guess, but I would expect your temperature to come down fairly quickly at first, and then it might level out a little bit right around 54.78 degrees. And then
about 54.78?
Somewhere in there, yeah. And then it'll sharp drop again after 54.78, but it should be somewhere around there.
So for this one, we're doing the freezing point of octadecanol, right? Mm-hmm. So looks like it's already a solid when you start.
It is, yes.
You cook it up, so you get it to be a liquid, and then you measure the temperature. Once you take the flame off, mm-hmm. you look at the temperature of that thing as it goes down, and then at 54.78. Or around there. You may see the thing start to solidify. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. And then keep recording your temperatures for how long?
I believe it's 10 minutes, 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes after it notice it leveling off. Okay. Okay? So that's the first part of this experiment. The second part of this experiment...
Do you want me to move this over?
Yes, please. That would be wonderful. Oh, that's a little warm.
Get rid of all of this stuff. The second we get to do with methanol. Now, didn't you tell me that this one is doing the fume hood?
It is. It is definitely a fume hood exercise, and the reason why is methanol is quite dangerous. As some of you may know or may not know, methanol is a carcinogen, so we do not want to be breathing it in or getting it, or it says possible carcinogen. We just prefer to think of it as a carcinogen.
We probably don't want to have it near the Bunsen burner when it's on.
No, definitely not. We don't want methanol. Methanol is first of all a poison and a carcinogen. Secondly, it's very, very flammable. It evaporates very quickly. If you ever were to get it on your skin, you'd notice that it makes your skin very cold very quickly, which means it's evaporating quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. It also will if it gets on your skin, it's also very, very dangerous. It is a very toxic substance. It is also, like I said, a carcinogen, and you just don't want to be messing with this stuff too much. So please use the fume hood when you're using the methanol. Okay? You'll also notice that you will be using a hot plate. Okay, a hot plate for this portion of the lab. Please do not put the methanol on the hot plate or near the hot plate. Okay, you want to be extremely cautious with this material. Now, for this portion of the lab, what you want to do first before you start anything is you want to get your hot plate and your hot water bath set up in your fume hood. And the way you're going to do that, you're going to take your 600 ml beaker out of your drawer, okay, and fill it about 3/4 full of water. Oh, look at that.
Hey, can I be a stylist?
You could be the lab stylist, yeah.
Right, yeah.
You're going to place that on your hot plate. You're going to turn it on to about level 6. About level 6, maybe level 5.5, 6. You don't want it extremely hot, but then again, you don't want it too cool. Now, methanol is a funny substance in that it does have a boiling point lower than water, so it will be lower than 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. It also evaporates very, very quickly, so you want to do this as close to the fume hood as possible. Again, you don't want to be breathing in these fumes, so if you've turned on your hot plate already, okay, try and do it in the fume hood, but try and do it on the other side of the fume hood. And what you're going to do is you're going to take, I believe it's 15 mils of methanol.
I can check.
Just double check on the
15 mils.
15 mils of methanol. So you take your 25 mil graduated cylinder, okay, and you're going to fill it with 15 mils of methanol.
Again, do this in a fume hood. We're
Yes.
doing this here because there's nobody else.
And because we're already contaminated like crazy, and I'm spilling.
You're spilling a bit. Did you want me to fix that?
Well, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
15 mils.
15 mils. So you're going to have exactly 15 mils of methanol. Now, in a way, I spilt on purpose, I guess you could say. Now, Jeff, what do you notice has happened to the methanol already?
It's going.
Yeah, it's almost gone. Okay, so this just shows how quickly it does evaporate. It evaporates very quickly. So you want to do this as quickly as possible. You're going to pour it into a test tube from your drawer, a 15 millimeter test tube, okay? And you're going to add 2 boiling chips.
Boiling chips.
Right there, perfect.
2.
Okay, and actually we're going to use the scopula for this one. Okay, now these are anti-bumping granules. Boiling chips, the same thing. If it's 2, it doesn't have to be 2, it just has to be a couple, okay, or a cup or a few. You're going to add those. What they do is they provide a surface area for the methanol to boil on so that it boils a little more quickly, okay? And you're going to place this back into your stand. Close up your stand. Okay, now what you want to do with your thermometer is you want to leave your thermometer in just so the bulb is about 2 centimeters into your methanol. Now obviously I did that a little prematurely because we're going to have to lower this down into the hot water bath. Okay, so you're low. Oh,
We loosened it.
we loosened off the
Bolt there?
bolt there is perfect. Now what you'll notice is that your temperature will continue to rise until your methanol starts boiling, at which point the temperature will stop rising. It'll be a consistent temperature where that is boiling at. Once it reaches that temperature, record the temperature of the methanol for every 2 minutes for the next 5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay?
That's right.
And that will be the boiling point of your methanol. And that is the long and short of this lab.
That's not that hard. So we just have to worry about the methanol and fume hood.
Yeah, methanol has to be in the fume hood.
Get it all set up right. I would play with these clamps if you've never played with the clamps before. Play with them a little bit beforehand. Careful with this one. This one sort of fell on us. Not a good idea to have the thermometers falling on other glass.
No, it's not.
So I'd play with these clamps a little bit, just so you know what each one of the little turn things will do for you. All right, so you heat that up so it boils. Record the temperature every minute for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes.
The number we get is the boiling
Would be the
point.
boiling point. And you're going to average the readings of your temperature. It'll vary by maybe 0.5 degrees throughout the whole thing.
I can sort of smell that stuff.
Yeah, it reeks.
Fume hood is a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so that would be the end of this lab for Chem 75. We've looked at the melting point of octadecanol and also the boiling point of methanol. Stay tuned for our next Emmy Award-winning video.